One of our favorite things to do is to play GM, and today we get to do that. I am the DA.
And I'm James the Greek.
And this is Man Cave Sports. Sign, trade, or drop. James, what is going on today?
Not too much, buddy. I came up with this idea for this game. It's basically marry, F, kill, but for baseball players. So it's sign, trade, or drop. And I gave you a list, and we'll go through it because I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. This is, again, one of our real favorite things to do. We both play fantasy football. I played fantasy baseball this year. I hate fantasy baseball. But we're both big into fantasy football. We love talking about, like, if you're a GM, what do you do at the trade deadline? What do you do in the offseason? We talk about this all the time. So now we're kind of doing it with a little bit more fun. I love the side trade drop idea. So when James said, let's do this, I'm like, I 100% wanted to do this, wanted to get after it. James, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, well, first, let's talk about a little bit of the ground rules, right? So the idea here is that you're a current GM looking at the player currently. So where they're at in their career, what it would take to sign them, what would it take to trade them, what do you think you get in return? Not in the fantasy world, like in 5 years, what it is. We're talking about right now if you had to make a decision on these players, right?
Yeah, so if you're talking about Shohei Ohtani, you can't say, oh, I'm signing Ohtani for 10 years, $200 million. It's not going to work. There's a market value out there already for him. We know what it is. And you can also put their current value into the negotiations as well. So if a guy has a ridiculously low contract, you could say, hey, this is a great contract that I can trade.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to think about it from your standpoint as a team. If you're running this team, what do you do? Okay. So let's hit it with our very first one. Let's do this. This is going to be fun. Our very first sign, trade, or drop. We got a couple of young stars, studs, if you want to say, however you want to say it. Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles, Elly De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds, and Bobby Witt Jr., the all-around, the fastest guy, I don't know, everything for the Kansas City Royals. Sign, trade, or drop. James, what are you doing?
So I think this is the easiest one, at least for me. I'm definitely going to sign Bobby Witt Jr. long term because the guy hits home runs. He has a high batting average. He can steal. He is an all-around great player. That's the guy that I want for a long time. Plus, he's got a pedigree. He knows what it is to be a major leaguer because of his family ties. Now, Gunnar Henderson, on the other hand, he's young, and he's the talk of baseball. So I'm going to trade him because I can get a ton in return. And Elly De La Cruz, as much as I like him, he's a little bit more one-dimensional. He is a speedster, but he doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the high average. Great ball player, but I'm going to drop him.
You're dropping Elly De La Cruz, one of maybe the best arm, hardest bat, fastest runner. You're going to drop him?
I have no choice.
That's tough. That is a tough decision, but this is the game. This is the game. So, okay, let's recap. Sign Bobby Witt, trade Gunnar Henderson, and drop Elly De La Cruz. Is that about right?
That is correct. Where are you going with those three?
Oh, where am I going with those three? That is the tough one. This is again, that's the whole point of this game, right? It's supposed to be tough. I don't want to drop any of these guys. I want to sign all three. I want to shortstop A, shortstop B, shortstop C. Just get them all in there. I don't care. I'll find spots for them. For me, for my money, I am assigning Gunnar Henderson. I think this kid is an absolute stud. All three of them are studs. But what he has done in Baltimore, what he's created in that atmosphere, the winning, I think he provides a little bit of everything, just like Bobby Witt. But again, I think he's able to go out there. The OPS plus is a significant different than Bobby Witt. A lot better there. OPS is almost 50 points better than Bobby Witt Jr. Slugging is better. I mean, for me, I'm looking at a little bit over all-around player that is able to produce a little bit more. I think he's going to produce for a long, long time. I think all these guys will. So I am going to sign Gunnar Henderson. I'm going to take Bobby Witt Jr. I am going to trade him. I'm going to get the absolute house for him. I'm going to get everybody. This kid is going to be incredible, going to be a great player for somebody else. And I'm going to take all of those prospects and take it and just hoard them and just love it and live life with it. Elly De La Cruz, even though I think he is one of the most electric, exciting baseball players, and I loved watching him the other day. I went down to the Diamondbacks game, saw him. For me, I don't want to ride the waves. I don't want to hold on just in case it doesn't happen. I am dropping Elly De La Cruz.
Just want to get back at you with this one, though. With Gunnar Henderson versus Bobby Witt, you do realize Bobby Witt has a higher batting average and he has a higher WAR.
Yes. Bobby Witt does not have a higher WAR. He is actually 2.4 points lower than Gunnar Henderson.
I'm talking about this season so far.
Right in front of me or anything.
I'm talking about this season so far.
This season so far, and batting average is 15 points better. But a lot more stolen bases, more home runs. I get it, all of that stuff. But I'm still taking my Gunnar Henderson, man. I'm not even gonna. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm taking Gunnar Henderson. I'm taking to the bank and the Orioles.
I would go nuts if I could have any of these players on my New York Mets, but that's not the game.
Right? It's not the game. This is not the game. The game is not the Mets get everybody. The game is the Mets have to sit back and watch everybody else.
Yep.
We should do this. We should do a Mets version. Drop, or drop. Which one are we going to drop?
All of them, except for Kodai Senga and Francisco Alvarez.
The entire Mets. Absolutely. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. More likes equals more great content for you. And if you haven't, subscribe now.